creating the sound score or the soundscape for this piece. I've never had to do anything quite like this before.
Keep the jerking, Lauren, in your legs.
Listening to some of this sound by itself is emotionally anything. You know, it works for me and it brings out that emotion when I'm seeing it with the choreography. And that's how it's being created. We emotionally react off of each other to the ideas. If you listen to some of this stuff on a CD, you know, you drive yourself batty.
It's great to move to. You feel like someone's put a microphone to your body and kind of amplified how you're feeling or what it sounds like when your knee crunches, or I don't know. It's pretty cool.
It's a constantly evolving construction, which is fantastic, and it's really interesting what comes out at the other side of that, but in terms of a process, it's long and laborious. There's an absolute enormous amount still to do.
Can we go back to the same place with the music? Yeah? Yeah. Cool. 10, 5, 6, 7, and go!
If you're out of time, you know it's going to look whack, you know it's not going to look right. So timings are really important to us in this work, and I think that's been tricky with the music score.
And go, Kylie!
He's put things in there for us to hear, and that's incredible. There's something about my whole body being involved.
5, 6, 7, 8, and go. Done.
It just keeps moving. There's not a point in dance where you stop.
Good. You
know, it's just like everything is churning out, and I think that is my art form. It's just a beautiful thing to have. Cool. I was born in Swindon, Wiltshire, which is in the southwest of England. But yeah, I kind of grew up in my dance school. I was there from the age of 7 until 16. I remember looking online and my dad looking behind me going, "What are you looking at?" I was like, "Oh, this is Australian Dance Theatre." And he just sat there and looked at it for 2 seconds and went, "Wow, you really need to go there. I don't know how you're going to get there, but you need to be." And I was like, yeah. I remember this my first day coming from the floods in the UK, and it was hot. Still now, sometimes hard to adapt to the Australian heat, especially the Adelaide heat, because it's so hot and dry.
Oh, just finishing off a plot. Yeah, plotting the lights and running through everyone's role and chopping this, changing that. Yeah, a few changes.
We're still throwing bits together, just finishing, wrapping it up. It's pretty last minute, but it'll come together, I'm sure.
Thank you. Can we please pick up again from the same spot, from the Intimate Girls Crossing when Tara's upstage?
Where are we going from?
We're trying very hard not to let the anxiety build the closer we get to premiere. I think we all work better when we don't let it build, and we do take active steps to try and keep calm.
We all sort of get a bit delirious, really, because long days and a lot of focus on all the material, we all start to get a bit silly and a bit crazy.
There is a bit of anxiety just because it's kind of all coming together, everything, the lights, the music, we're teching, we're trying to finish it, and we have a bit of a muck around. Yeah, keep it fresh.
We do know that we have a deadline which has to be met, and I think it's just manifesting in itself in that we're all a bit tired because we are all concentrating so hard all day on helping Garry finish the work.
Can we go from R? Thank you.
First few days in the theatre is always the worst. You stand around for ages and then all of a sudden they say, "Okay, can you do this full out, please?" And it's not good for the body, but it's also not good for the mind, you know, trying to get yourself back in the state of mind for each section. Yeah, so it's pretty tricky.
work so hard when we're in an ADT from Monday to Friday that by the time the weekend comes, you kind of need to switch off.
Weekends, oh goodness, some weekends you just want to do nothing. Truthfully, some weekends you just physically, that's it.
There's still no real escaping being a dancer. You know, you can change channels, but you still carry with you the soreness or the memory of the week. Muscles have a certain amount of muscle memory.
When I relax, I generally relax. And especially at the weekends, I try not to do anything that demanding.
Your body is your tool. You've got to be aware of it and conscious of kind of giving it the time it needs. So you've got to take the time and just turn it all off every now and then to give it the best chance it can to get ready to fire on by Monday.
For me, it's about self. Eating an oyster, even a glass of wine, you know, that's okay.
What we're ultimately trying to say with this work is that in being yourself, you know, whether you are your mind or your body, you are what you are and it goes with you everywhere. You still take, you know, a remnants of the process you've been with. It sort of travels with you, you know, wherever you go.
We are so different as dancers. We are so individual. But we, as a company, it's just so strong because you get so many different personalities on stage, in the studio, anywhere you go. But yet we work as one, and I think that's really unique as a company. It's what we bring to the table. That's what's unique, I think.
They're all very emotionally strong, open to anything, open to whatever the project and the concept of each work requires. And also a certain degree of charisma. Often you go to a performance and there's someone that you keep wanting to look at. They have something that's compelling, and I try to have a whole company of people like that have something about them that's unique and individual and compelling.
As he is standing, he is converting mechanical stimuli from Ruffini endings, from Meissner's corpuscles, from spray endings, from Golgi tendon, organ-like endings with clusters of encapsulated globular corpuscles. As he is yawning, dopamine neurotransmission is activating oxytocin in the hypothalamic paraventricular nucleus, cholinergic neurotransmission of the hippocampus, acetylcholine neurotransmission to muscarinic receptors of effectors.
When you finally step out on that stage and you try and bring everything together, and it's just, it's almost a release. It's a point where you just go, yeah, we've done it, we've made it again.
It's a long road to get the shows together and ready and to get your body in the condition and to really be on top of it. But they eventually somehow always come together, and when it comes to performance time, it's like, okay, let's show what we've learnt, let's show what we can do.
With this piece, there's so much of an emotional kind of foundation and background to lots of the movement. So you're constantly trying to feed this thing so that it's a natural progression. When you hit the stage, you don't have to think about it so much then. It's already in your body, it's in your muscle memory. If you're really in the piece, you don't even know you're in it, in a way. You're there, and then by the time you're conscious of anything, the show's finished.
I enjoy the process, but it's about that stage time and about having that audience. It's going to sound a little bit naff, but it's the applause. You know, that's amazing to me, that we can communicate that way through our bodies and through dance, you know? I think that's what makes it just beautiful.
Dance used to be aligned with this idea that it's movement that's ordered in some kind of rhythmic way, but that's finished. Dance now is just an expression of thinking, and so as long as people are thinking, there will be dance in all its forms. There will be artists expressing ideas through the human body. Of how we can utilise and understand bodies. How we can enter into a mysterious place with bodies and find something that we haven't seen before.